Good morning, and welcome to the UGA Griffin Fall Graduation Celebration. During this time, we ask for you to take a moment and rise for our graduation processional.
Good morning. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for this day, a day marked by excitement, anticipation, and victory. This is a day that many of us have awaited for a long time, and for some of us is a new beginning or a celebration of completion. We thank you for each of these graduates and their journey along the way. You have so graciously provided during this time. We thank you for the knowledge and opportunities that we have encountered in and out of the classroom. Many of these experiences, which we will carry with us as we pursue a new career, advance, or enter graduate school. God, you have also provided our biggest supporters and encouragers during this journey. Family who have stood by us, faculty and staff who have cheered us on as we cross the finish line, and classmates who have always lended their words of support. Thank you for each of these individuals and for placing them into our lives. As we, the class of 2018, enter the next chapter, I pray that you empower, protect, and guide us in the road ahead. Bless these graduates as they pursue their dreams in unexpected ways. Provide them with courage, strength, and compassion, and determination as they explore new horizons. We pray that you would use our knowledge and abilities to make a lasting impact in our workplace and community. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Good morning. If you'll please remain standing for the presentation of colors. Forward. Art. 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 Close first. Art. Hold. Hold. Breathe. Hold. If you'll join me in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Harry, go! Forward. On! Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. Oh, come on. Good morning. There you go. That's a little better. My name is Lou Honeycutt, and I have the privilege of being the person called the leader here at the University of Georgia Griffin campus. On behalf of the University of Georgia, I want to welcome students, graduates, obviously, family and friends, Athens and Griffin campus team members, as well as our special local and regional guests to the campus today for our fall 2018 graduation and brick ceremonies. Special thanks to the University of Georgia Alumni Association who sponsored a gift for each student, to Mr. Dig Morrow, who just led the pledge, who sponsored the gift for the speaker, and to Home Depot, who sponsored or allowed us to borrow these incredible poinsettias. So we're very thankful to all of them. Today marks the 24th graduation celebration here on the Griffin campus. And the graduates today join over 425 others who have graduated and completed their degrees right here in Little Old Griffin, and we're very proud of that. While the whole Griffin campus team supports these students, they are really supported in a very special way by a subset of our team that we always call the faculty. If you're a faculty member at the University of Georgia Griffin campus, would you stand to be recognized, please? Let's give them a hand. Thank you. Now I have the privilege of doing my second duty of the day, and that's to introduce the speaker for the keynote. Our speaker today is Marie Green Broder, a native of Thomaston, Georgia, and a graduate of Upson Lee High School. Marie is also a UGA alum, though, with an undergrad degree in public relations and speech communication. She can also be called a double dog. You know, if you get 2 degrees, you're called a double dog, as she graduated from the University of Georgia School of Law. After obtaining her law degree, Marie worked briefly in private practice before pursuing and returning to her true love, which is public service through prosecution. She has handled thousands of cases ranging from drug and property crimes to death penalty murder. She now serves as Chief Assistant District Attorney for the Griffin Judicial Circuit, based in Thomaston, and works tirelessly to protect the citizens of Spalding, Pike, Upson, and Fayette counties. In this position, and this is impressive, and she's probably not going to brag on herself as much as she should, but in this position, her and her team were instrumental in cracking and obtaining a conviction in a 34-year-old cold case murder. That's pretty impressive. Marie was recently on this campus and spoke to some students and faculty, and almost immediately, students and faculty began telling us, we need to get her back for a graduation talk. I made the call the next day. Now, I'm going to tell you, we played phone tag for a long time because her schedule's as crazy as mine, but she was very gracious and accepted this opportunity. With that in mind, I give you Chief Assistant District Attorney for the Griffin Judicial Circuit, proud UGA alum and double dog, Marie Broder.
Wow. That was quite the introduction. See, this is a different venue for me. I'm used to the introduction being objection, counselor. So thank you. That was very kind, Dr. Honeycutt. It is such an honor to speak to you all today. As was stated, I am a proud University of Georgia alumni, and I love this school. Your degrees from the University of Georgia, they will be tools in your toolbox that you're going to use for the rest of your life. This institution is respected across the nation. Anywhere you go, when you say the University of Georgia, people know exactly what you're talking about, and they know the prestige that comes along with your degree. People respect this institution, as they should. It is the best. And I mean, the football team isn't half bad either, right? As Dr. Honeycutt mentioned, I'm an attorney. I work as a prosecutor. I'm also, I hope you can tell, pretty young to be delivering a speech on leadership and leadership skills. So why should you all listen to me about being a leader? Because I'm not that different from any of you. Each one of you has something that you are passionate about. I am just an example of someone who took that passion and used it to transform the world around me. Now how? Well, we'll start with my journey. My passion is public service. It always has been. I've always felt a need to help those that desperately need it. I guess I can thank my mother for that. She was a public school teacher for 30 plus years. Following my passion, I decided to go into a line of work where I help victims going through the worst time in their life. They've lost a family member to murder. They were raped. They were robbed at gunpoint. They were molested. Their child was molested. These victims are in desperate times. I wanted to help. I wanted to guide them through the justice process. Now, it requires me to face monsters, absolute monsters, every day, and my husband hates that. But in facing those monsters, I make sure that they stay in a place where they can hurt no one else in society. Prosecuting the most heinous crimes in our society is a challenge, but on top of that, I've also been called to lead others to do the same thing. At the age of 29, my boss at the time came to me and asked me to be the office manager of the Spalding County office, and then I asked him promptly if he was feeling okay, because I was 15 years younger than the youngest employee in that office. Well, I had great ideas for the office. I had great ideas into moving this office into the next century, frankly, but how would they listen to me? Why? Why would they care? I wrestled with this decision, but at the end of the day, it was a calling, and I decided to answer the call. I would be brave. I would be bold. I would sit at that table, and I would inspire people to listen to me. Everything changed after that. I've moved to the head of that table. I am the second highest law enforcement officer in the Griffin Judicial Circuit. And while I did not start out with experience, I have handled thousands of cases. I've tried 35 to jury verdict. 14 of those cases have resulted in a life sentence or longer. In one of those cases, as mentioned earlier, it was a 34-year-old cold case. A young black man was killed by 2 white supremacists, brutally murdered, drugged behind a car, and got away with it for 34 years. I will never forget the day when the GBI agent came to me and said, "I think we can win this one." And I said, "Well, if you think we win, we have a lot of work to do." But we did. And those men that did that to Timothy Coggins here in Spalding County will die in prison for their crimes. At 34 years old, I've been quoted in the AJC, the New York Times, Washington Post, CNN, all for the work that I've done. Rapists, child molesters, gang leaders, armed robbers, drug dealers, and murderers will no longer be able to commit crimes in this community because of that decision on that day to answer the call, to be brave, be bold, speak up. Now, I've assembled a great team around me of like-minded attorneys who want to achieve similar results. And this team has tried more cases in the last 2 years than in the last 10 years combined. They're warriors, and I'm so proud of them. When you are bold and when you are brave and when you answer the call, people will want to answer it with you. But enough about me. I want to talk about you. The most important part of any trial is the closing argument. All right, so this is my closing argument to you. It is my closing argument when I'm going to try to convince you to go out there in the world and be a leader. I hope you believe me. Because now is the time for leaders. Society desperately needs voices, real voices with conviction, with passion. It's craving it. What does it mean to be a leader? Well, I'll quote John Quincy Adams to you. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. In a world of so much noise, social media, news, so much noise, people out there are craving a voice to lead them. You have that voice. You have a voice that means something. Use it. Leading is not necessarily about being the loudest voice. Sometimes the quietest make the most impact. Leading, though, leading is seeing the need for change, seizing the opportunity to affect that change, and encourage other people to want to change it with you. That's what leading is. It's about answering a call, being bold, being brave, and speaking up. Because trust me, your opportunity is going to come. You're all exceptionally bright. You have so much potential. Somebody someday is going to look at you, and they're going to say, hey, what do you think? Or they might look at you and say, hey, that's a great idea. Why don't you lead the team in implementing that idea? Or they might look at you and say, hey, I know you're awfully young, but I believe in you in running this office. What are you going to do? What are you going to say when the time comes? When your call comes, what are you going to say? Say yes. Yes. Answer the call. You will be scared, you will be terrified, but be brave, be bold. Speak up. I'm not talking about huge changes. When I'm talking about changing the world, I'm talking about you all taking the opportunity to make one person's life better. Because if you've made one person's life better, haven't you changed the world? Maybe small, but it's something, and it starts with you. Be careful. Once you find yourself at the table, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to become apathetic? That's easy to do once you reach a certain point, no longer care. Are you going to crave more power for selfish reasons? That happens to a lot of people. Are you going to sit back and think, I am only one person? I can't do everything. And that one's a hard one for me because I'm going to tell you, once you go out there and people realize that you're great, they're going to start giving you more and more and more, and you're going to be exhausted and you're going to burn out. Do not give up. Step back, reassess, and keep fighting. Because what we're fighting for is just too important. Some of you are going to be teachers. I saw that in the program. Good for you. You will have the opportunity to speak up when it's time to share your ideas about educating the youngest minds that will one day be the future. Speak up about your ideas. Do not complain that the bureaucracy is too powerful or too big for change. Do not be discouraged by that because change comes from leaders who answer the call. Lead the next generation into a world that is better simply because you existed. Some of you will own your own business. Might work for somebody that owns his or her own business. You're going to have great opportunities. Never stop looking at expansion to help more people know your ideas, know your potential. Look at how you can impact the community. Work with your coworkers. Inspire them to follow your ideas. Improve upon the business model that you create or either inherit. Answer the call. Be brave and be bold. For those of you entering into the field of agriculture, you will have a remarkable chance to impact one of the biggest industries in this state, an industry that desperately needs leaders. I come from a family of cattle farmers, so I know just how important agriculture is to this state. I also happen to know that the farming population is aging quickly. Agriculture in Georgia is in need of young, vibrant minds and voices. So answer the call. Lead this industry into the next generation. Be bold and be brave. Some of you may become lawyers, and you will face a lifetime of jokes from your family at holiday events. But the law is still, in my humble opinion, a very honorable and noble profession. It's a powerful one, too. You may not choose to spend your days facing the most dangerous in society or helping the most vulnerable of victims, but whatever you do, fight for good. Fight for good in this profession. Answer the call. Be brave and be bold. Now, some of you may sit here and you have no earthly idea what you're going to do, and that's okay. Because it really doesn't matter what you do. My dad used to say, you want to be the trash guy? Great. Do it. Work yourself up and own that company. And I think what he meant, I'm not sure, but I think what he meant is whatever you do, be great. Anybody can be mediocre. Anybody. Mediocrity is never remembered. Greatness is remembered. Surround yourselves with others that are great. Build a good team. I'm nothing without the team around me, and I'm so proud of each of them and how hard they work. They inspire me, and I try to inspire them. So surround yourselves with people that support your endeavors. Do not surround yourselves with people that doubt you. Do not let people put you down because of who you are, what you look like, how old you are, or where you come from. They will try, but they are weak. When they do, be brave and be bold. To be great, use the resources around you and find inspiration from them. I'm the product of some truly incredible leaders. Excellent teachers, professors, bosses, co-workers, they've all shaped the professional that I am. I come from a family of businessmen and businesswomen, teachers, doctors. Each of them had their own story of leadership. I have an amazing husband who supports me, and I'm grateful for that. He's a leader in our local legal community in his own right, and his love and support fuel my fire for change in this world. Find those that fuel your fire for change, because it's time for you to write your own story of leadership. The book is blank. The pages are ready. What will your story be? Be hopeful today. Today is a great day. And tomorrow, the real work begins. But the good news for you is this is still America. This is still the greatest country in the world. This is still a country built on the dreams of people just like you. This is a country built on the light that lives within people just like you, people ready to share that light. Each of you has it, and it's your time. The long hours of studying, writing papers, taking exams, that's over. The next chapter is here, and you can do it. You have the capacity to lead this world and change it for the good. Inspire change, fight for change, and lead the change. Do it by answering the call. Be brave, be bold, speak up, and go fight the good fight. I look forward to fighting alongside you. Congratulations.
Every year we try to do something special for the speakers, and this year, because it's a UGA grad, it's even a little more special. But Dick Morrow makes, and Dick, this is number 944, incredible bluebird houses. And in case y'all can't see, this is the University of Georgia bluebird house. So Marie, we'd like to present this to you, and thank you so much for being with us today.
Good morning. I have the pleasure of introducing our student speaker for the Fall 2018 graduation celebration here at the University of Georgia Griffin campus. When you think of a rock star, typically you may think of Johnny Cash, Sting, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, or Lady Gaga. Rock star, the two words can be defined in many ways. However, for today's purposes, I would like to submit to you that a rock star shall be defined as someone who places their own dreams on pause in order for their family to pursue theirs. A rock star is someone who has, after 30 years, decided to pick back up that dream and complete a master's degree from the University of Georgia. A rock star is someone who wakes up at 4 a.m. only to drive 4 hours one way to attend class and labs, all the while maintaining a full-time job. I submit to you today that a rock star is a person who has raised their children right, because both children are UGA alum. And finally today, I emphatically submit that our fall 2018 graduation celebration student speaker is indeed a rock star. May I present to you rock star Rebecca Griffin.
Wow, I don't think I should speak. I think I should just sit down. So good morning, fellow graduates, UGA faculty and staff, and guests. With heartfelt sincerity, I can tell you that I am thrilled to be here. Being asked to give this student commencement speech is truly a great honor, because as you may have noticed, I am not the typical college student. I stand before you at 54 years old, receiving my Master's of Plant Protection and Pest Management degree through the Department of Entomology. And today I am proud. I am proud of all of us. The University of Georgia is one of the top colleges in the nation. To graduate from this school is a privilege that I do not take lightly, that we do not take lightly. I have been reflecting on the last several years of my academic life, and if this experience has one central theme, it is this: getting through college takes a team. It is a team effort. You all know that. Everyone here is on someone else's team. Every graduate here is the result of a team. We see the results of the importance of teamwork as our Georgia football players amazed us this year by almost beating the #1 ranked Alabama. They didn't give up. They played as a team throughout. We know that the best results come with support, collaboration, and teamwork. All truly great achievement comes from teams. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I did not finish graduate school the first time around. So deciding to go back to school after 30 years was a huge decision. I had a full-time job that had me traveling across the state, and I loved that job. But when Dr. Chris Brayman asked me why I didn't have a master's degree, and I told her, her response was, well, we need to fix that. Those of you who know Dr. Brayman won't be surprised by that at all. Honestly, not getting to finish graduate school has been a lifelong disappointment. Dr. Brayman encouraged me to apply. She helped me map out a plan and served as my major professor throughout this process. She was the first person on my team. To get into the graduate school, I first had to take the Graduate Records Exam, the GRE, which is about as brutal as it sounds. I took this exam on February 4th, 2016, and I didn't even have to look that date up. I remembered. These days, to take this exam, you are placed in a cubicle in front of a computer in a room with others who are taking all types of tests. As you go through the questions, in the corner of the computer is a timer constantly blinking at you, reminding you that you have 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds to complete a math problem on graphing parabolas. It was torture, and at one point I did say out loud and with feeling, "You've got to be kidding me." A fellow test taker turned me in for making noise. What I did not know before taking the test, that as you finish, your exam score is immediately flashed before you. So I wasn't looking for it, and I was so mentally spent that it took me several minutes to realize that my scores were okay. I had finished the exam, I had done fine, and grad school was really going to happen. After 30 years, I was going to again be a student. I high-fived everyone in that room before I left. When I got back to the car, there was a card from my husband, Millard, that was labeled, "Open after the GRE." I opened the card and it said, "I knew you could do it." There wasn't a second card labeled, "Open if you didn't do well." Millard was the second person on my team, although he's always on my team. Going to school at UGA on the Griffin campus is something truly special. In my first entomology class, Dr. David Bunton was explaining the Hessian fly damage in wheat and the ongoing research to find resistance. Dr. Bunton went into great detail with us, and truly those of us in the classroom were amazed. At some point, one of us asked him, how did we know all this? How was this research being done? He sheepishly replied, it's my research. Then it hit me. This is why you want to go to UGA. Because at UGA, you don't sit in a classroom reading about other people's research. You actually are learning from the people doing the research, world-changing research. The professors here are caring and helpful and truly want you to succeed. They know the students by name, another part of the team. When my first round of final exams came, my older daughter Allison sent me a finals care package, something that I used to do for her when she was in college. She's a double dog, I'm proud. During the beginning of my last semester, Allison and my younger daughter Maddie sent flowers with a note encouraging me to finish strong. Maddie's also a UGA grad from the Grady School. Throughout this process, these ladies have proofread papers, helped with statistics, and listened to way too many entomological facts. 2 daughters, 2 important team members. As I progressed through my program, I realized that I couldn't study quite the way I did when I was 20. Things took a little bit longer to stick. Several of you know exactly what I mean. Dr. Clint Waltz, not one of my professors, but a friend and a colleague, spent part of a whole day explaining a difficult concept to me. It makes me laugh to think I have been tutored by one of the best turf guys in the U.S. Not everyone can say that. He may be a Clemson man, but he's also on my team. At one point, I was having to learn how to calibrate a boom sprayer. I could do the math, but I'd never run a boom sprayer. I had no logic on how that worked. I happened to be at a farmers conference that week, pulled out my school books. Before I knew it, I had several farmer friends actually drawing diagrams and explaining exactly how boom sprayers worked. I wonder if they knew that they were now on Team Griffin. We all have these stories, examples of those who have encouraged us and help that has come at the exact right time. As I mentioned, I have a full-time job through the Center of Urban Ag as a community and school garden coordinator. I live in Cherokee County, north of Atlanta. My master's program has been a mix of in-person labs and classes, and some delivered through online means. I have listened to lectures in McDonald's and Chick-fil-A restaurants across this state as I have been traveling to work assignments. There were times when I left my home when there was a 4 on the morning clock in order to get to Tifton in time for a lab. I studied using flashcards while stuck in Atlanta traffic. The Atlanta Food Bank actually has a reserved room for me so that I could listen to lectures before meetings at the building. Please don't think that I am unique in my determination. My fellow students have sacrificed sleep, missed time with their families, and worked long hours as well. And I have had the privilege to work with students who have come from around the world just to be here on this campus to study with these professors. A degree from UGA is worth this effort. And I so appreciate all of the people who are willing to accommodate my crazy schedule, and I know every graduate here feels the same. My fellow students are amazing. They have enriched my life, and I have learned from them. We have sympathized and encouraged each other through all of the classes. I call the time in the middle of the program as our time being in the weeds. We could no longer see that place where we started, and the end was not in view yet. During our time in the weeds, support from fellow students was imperative, and I thank you all. As an older class member, I was one of the only ones taking notes in a spiral notebook with a pencil. I used old-fashioned 3x5 cards, even as students explained I could now do this online. But I also found myself happily writing job recommendations for younger students and even offering various forms of personal advice. What a group, what a team. Today, 2 of my best friends took time from their schedules to be here, and our 4th buddy is here in spirit. We've known each other for 40 years. They were with me during grad school the first time around. Several of my work friends are also here, as well as my beautiful family. And I'm also thinking of my very, very understanding boss, Sheldon Hammond, today. These people are all amazing, and they all know how much this means to me today. I see spouses, parents, and grandparents who are here with their support. Our families and friends know that this is a big deal for all of us. And from all of us, thank you for being here. The takeaways from my time in graduate school: we are all so much more capable and can do so much more than we think we can. And we all need a team to do it. Today, I get to finish a goal that I started a long time ago. I get to celebrate with all of the graduates and their teams. I get to place my brick and have my photo made with UGA. Tomorrow, I will be in Athens with my family for the College of Ag's convocation. I will walk under the arch and ring the chapel bell. I will feel proud and humbled, and oh so thankful for my team. So I want you to join me as I say, "Go Dogs!"
Becky, I think that you definitely have been brave, you've definitely been strong, and you have answered the call to leadership and greatness. Can we please give her another round of applause? We are so honored to have all of you here today, and students, we are definitely honored to have you a part of our UGA Griffin family. Can you please join me, audience, in clapping and celebrating all of our students? So here we are, the moment that we've gathered here today for. Students, you have worked extremely hard to be considered graduates of the University of Georgia and candidates for graduation. It is our honor to acknowledge your efforts here today. Families, I know that you are just as excited as our students are because you have been a vital part of this process as well, so we thank you today. Our students will be receiving a brick certificate signed by the dean of their college. This certificate represents the tangible mark you have made on this campus. So let us begin. Class of 2018, rock stars of 2018, are you ready? Are you ready? I do believe they are. So will please, Drs. Honeycutt, Barbour, and Vinsel, will you please join me on the stage? And the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences College Representative, Associate Dean, Jean Martin Williams. Will you please join me on the platform as well? Will all of Franklin College faculty, will you please make your way to the arch at this time? So any staff or faculty member, that work with the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences, if you could please make your way to the arch. At this time, we would like to celebrate Hannah Hayden. Today, Hannah will receive a brick certificate celebrating her Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies with a psychology concentration. Hannah is also summa cum laude. And Hannah, if you could come around, continue, because Hannah, also will receive a Bachelor of Science in Psychology with a neuroscience emphasis. Give her another hand. Hannah, will you please make your way to the arch? And Dean Martin Williams, will you please make your way to the arch as well? While they're preparing for the college picture, will Dean Broder and Ms. Kathleen Freeman, Program Coordinator for the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, please take the stage. Any case faculty, will you please make your way to the arch? And I know we have several here. Can we please give Hannah another round of applause? From the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, we would like to celebrate Kimberly Boyd, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with a biological science emphasis. All of our students are truly rock stars, but rock star Rebecca Griffin. We would like to celebrate you today for receiving a Master's of Plant Protection and Pest Management with a focus in entomology. Her major professor is Dr. Chris Brayman. Christopher Brian Vermeer. Let's celebrate him for receiving a Master's of Plant Protection and Pest Management and Plant Pathology. His major professor is Dr. Alfredo Martinez. The next student is not here today. However, if we could just celebrate George Afari, he will celebrate in Athens tomorrow with a Doctor of Philosophy in Food Science, but his major professor is Dr. Yin Kong Hung. And then also, yes, let's give him a hand. Thank you. And also, can we celebrate Salija Chintajari? Can we celebrate her, please, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Food Science, and Dr. Hong is also her major professor as well. Bethany Harris, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Horticulture. Her major professor is Dr. Bodhi Panisi. Please give her a round of applause. One interesting thing about Bethany, this is her third degree from the University of Georgia. So just for her, and if her mom is in the audience, thank you, because we now have PhD at the end of her name on her brick. So good job on that. Let's give all of our College of Ag students a round of applause. Although Susan Hawkins was not able to be here today, can we celebrate her with a round of applause, receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Horticulture, and her major professor is Dr. Carol Robacker. Thank you, Dean Broder and Ms. Freeman. Will you please join Case at the arch for your college picture? Can we give all of those students and the College of Ag a round of applause? While they're preparing for their college picture, will Associate Dean Evans and Dr. Robin Overick, Program Coordinator for our Math Educations Program, please take the stage? And will all education faculty please make their way to the arch, except for Dr. Dean, who we will be calling up in a second. Can we give the College of Ag a round of applause? Great job, guys. From the College of Education, we would like to celebrate Kimberly Benson, receiving a Master of Education in Mathematics Education with a K-12 emphasis. Please join me in celebrating Kimberly today. Next, we have Ms. Sarah Schaff, receiving a Master of Education in Mathematics Education with a K-8 emphasis. Please join me in celebrating her today. Jean Bradley was not able to be with us here today, but she will be receiving a specialist in education degree in mathematics education. She has two emphases, actually one emphasis, K through 8, but also a K-5 math endorsement, and that is hard work, people. So can we celebrate Jean in her absence today? Next, with mathematics education, but definitely not least, Ms. Ginger Wilson. She is receiving a specialist in education today, mathematics education. She, wow, has a K-8 emphasis, a K through 5 math endorsement, and a coaching endorsement. Great job, Ginger. That is some hard work, people. Thank you, Dr. Ofrick. If you could make your way to the arch. And at this time, may we have Dr. Laura Dean, representing the Student Affairs Leadership Program. Will you please join us on the stage? Ron Lonk. He is receiving a Doctor of Education in Student Affairs Leadership, and major professor is Dr. Diane Cooper. Can we please give, you know, this is a beautiful thing. I'm going to say this again. Can we congratulate Ron Lonk? Today he's receiving a Doctor of Education in Student Affairs Leadership, and his major professor, actually, is Miss Laura Dean. Can we give him a hand? And can we give Dr. Dean and Dr. Evans a hand as they make their way to the arch for being so gracious? Thank you. While the College of Education is preparing for their picture, will we please have will we please have Dr. Laura Clark and Rachel Allen approach the stage for the Terry College of Business. And any faculty in Terry, I know we have several here, if you could please make your way to the arch. Let's give the College of Education Student Affairs Program another round of applause. Great job. And I apologize again, Dr. Dean, for that. And Thomas Strauss actually is a student in our Student Affairs Leadership Program, and Dr. Cooper was his major professor. So can we give Thomas a hand in his absence? Thank you. While we're continuing with the College of Education, Valencia was not able to be here today, but she will be receiving a Doctor of Education in Workforce Education with Dr. Elaine Adams as her major professor. Will you please celebrate her? Thank you. Okay, all right, Terry College of Business, and I promise not to cry because one of these students was our student worker. Well, two of them were student workers on this campus. So, first, Mr. Avery Bray, receiving a Bachelor of Business in Business Administration and General Business. And Avery's just an amazing student. Let's celebrate him. Thankfully, Avery will not be leaving us because he still will remain as a staff member in our RT department. Can we give him another round of applause? Next, Parker Burke, receiving a Bachelor of Business and Administration in General Business. Let's give Parker a hand. I want to say Philip Parker Burke because that's his full name, but I'll be nice and just say Parker Burke. Great job. Next is Jessica Mills, receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration in General Business, and Jessica is cum laude, or has received a cum laude distinction. Jessica was our student assistant in the Office of Student Affairs for about 2 years in academic affairs, and we definitely will miss her dearly. As you could tell by her hat, she's extremely creative. But you gotta wait to see this hat. Dakota Piter, receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration in General Business, and she's also cum laude. I think this is the coolest cap I've ever seen in my life. It is absolutely amazing. Could we get a picture of just her cap? Like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I think it speaks to the kind of student we have here. Amazing. Next, Mr. Will Savage. Will be receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration in General Business, and Will has received the distinction of magna cum laude. And one thing about our graduates, Will just got married a couple of months ago, maybe, yeah. I guess congratulations is in order for that as well, huh? Good job, Will. Let's give him a hand. Can we celebrate all of our Terry College of Business as we prepare for our college picture? While Terry is preparing for their college picture, will we please have the college representatives for the College of Family and Consumer Sciences, its program coordinator, Effie Antonucci, and professor and department head, Dr. Sherry Worthy. Can we give Terry College of Business another round of applause? Great job, guys. Great job. We are almost there. The College of Family and Consumer Sciences. We would like to celebrate again Avery Bray for receiving a Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Science, focusing in consumer economics. Congratulations, Avery. This next student was an employee in our campus store, which will be open later today, Mr. Jonathan Brown, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences, focusing in consumer economics. Please give him a round of applause. And Jonathan is also from Thomaston, Georgia. Great things happen in Thomaston, Georgia. I just happen to be from there as well, just in case if you wanted to know. Upson County. Okay, good job, Jonathan. Oh, thank you. And Jonathan, let's go back here, had an emphasis in financial planning. Can we give him a hand for that? Great job, Jonathan. Thank you, thank you. And last but definitely not least, Jessica Mills, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Science, in Consumer Economics, and she's also cum laude. And I'm not going to cry. And I promise not to cry. Will the college representatives for Family and Consumer Sciences please make your way to the arch for your college picture? Can we give those students a round of applause? Thank you to Dr. Honeycutt, Dean Barbour, who's the Dean of our graduate school, and Dr. Vinsel, if you could please make your way to your seats as we prepare for our alma mater. Can we give the students and faculty members of the College of Family and Consumer Sciences another round of applause? And one more time while you're clapping, can we celebrate all of our students? Congratulations to the class of 2018. I tell you, I think I'm a little partial, but we have dynamic students. Now, we will have the presentation of the University of Georgia alma mater, which can be found on the back of your program, led by Ms. Elizabeth Laney and Mr. Bill Bloom, and our Griffin Ensemble. The piano will be played by Ms. Faye Todd, after which you will hear from a member of the UGA Alumni Association Board of Directors, Dr. Corey Dortch. And then our illustrious team leader, Dr. Lou Honeycutt, will provide closing remarks.
graduates.
Yeah, be seated. That's a little, be seated. So I'll just first off start by saying, go Dogs. Go Dogs. Yeah, give that a round of applause. Go Dogs. It's always a great day, as it's been alluded to be a Georgia Bulldog. As you learn, I am a triple Bulldog, and so I know one of our graduates is a triple Bulldog as well, so congratulations to each of you. I am absolutely the worst at following a script. So thank you for this lovely script, and I will get to it in just a moment. But I cannot sit here in a ceremony as such that is so powerful, where we are celebrating the accomplishments of our newest Georgia Bulldogs, without a bit of emotion. So, Crystal, if you got through without tears, good for you. I was teary over there for all of us. I missed an opportunity last night to go see OAR for a work obligation. OAR is essentially it was a rock concert, and I saw it on Instagram, and my friends were having a fantastic time, and I was not there. But what I will go back and share with them is that I was in the presence of rock stars all morning today, and my experience with the rock stars was so much better than their experience last night. I'm so proud of you, to each of you graduates, and also to my colleague who was the speaker over here. I was so inspired by your story and from your fortitude and leading across generations as well. And to our student speaker, that was just fantastic. I mean, you know, to borrow, my cup is overflowing from your story. And so thank you for sharing that, and also thank you for your fortitude. On behalf of the University of Georgia Alumni Association, congratulations upon reaching this important milestone. Welcome to the UGA family. As you know, my name is Corey Dortch, and I am a triple Bulldog with degrees, a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Communication, a Master of Education in Student Affairs, and also with a PhD in Higher Education, where I studied state systems in higher education from the University of Georgia as well. Being here in Griffin is quite delightful, and I'm so happy to be here and to have this experience with each of you today. Thank you all for this opportunity. Today, you join over 318,000 living UGA graduates who share your love for the University of Georgia. Your alma mater will always be part of who you are, and the UGA Alumni Association encourages you to always maintain a connection to it and to your fellow graduates. All graduates are automatically members of the UGA Alumni Association, and the association asks that all of our graduates make 3 commitments, okay? Connect, hire, and give. Go online and update your information and connect to a local chapter wherever life takes you, as there are more than 80 across the globe, including 3 nearby. Quick story, I had the opportunity to engage in Shanghai with the chapter in China. We were at a Georgia bar in Shanghai, China. I had fish and grits and shrimp, and it was absolutely fantastic after eating, you know, more ethnic food for 2 weeks. So just put it out there. As you progress in your careers, always keep students like yourselves in mind for internships and full-time job opportunities, and give back to the areas of campus that have made a difference to you so that future Bulldogs can have these opportunities as well. So what that means is give back to the Griffin campus, right? You all have been molded here. There are great scholars here and great professionals. Give back here. Personally, I give back to the College of Agriculture. I'm on the Dean's Advisory Council, as well as being part of the Alumni Board. I give back to my undergraduate fraternity. I give back to a program called Let the Big Dogs Eat that ensures that all students at the University of Georgia have food to eat while they're students. We are very fortunate, and so I think it's important, and the university has allowed for us to give in a host of ways that are passionate to you. To welcome you as alumni, each of you have been given a coin that bears the University of Georgia shield and the arch and your class year. Each student participating in graduation ceremonies here in Griffin and Athens will receive this gift. You all are truly one UGA family, and this is just your first taste as a graduate. Carry this coin with you as you embark on your careers as a bit of good luck, as a memento of your hard work, and a reminder that all things are possible. Again, congratulations. I'm so proud of each of you. I'm so happy to be here, and go Dogs.
Thank you, Corey. He never fails to inspire. He used to be out on the circuit talking a lot, but he does really good. Well, we've come to the end of this part of the ceremony, but what a day. And I'm telling you, we don't say this enough, but and I know Crystal feels this way too. Everyone in this room feels this way. This is a bittersweet day for us. This is a set of graduates who are graduating since I've come here. And so not only do, as everyone else here know them, I do too. And it's, while we're so thrilled that they're going to go about their lives and do great things out in the world, it means we're not going to see them as much anymore. So I know, Crystal, you share that with me all the time. So it's a little bittersweet for us. But let's get on with the program. On behalf of the University of Georgia, as always, we want to thank all of you for attending, graduates, family, friends, special guests. We think we've had a great ceremony so far. Our next phase is probably one of the most special things we do, and that is our brick ceremony. And so we're going to invite everyone out to the Naomi Chapman Woodruff Pavilion to participate in that. I will mention, and I know that Crystal probably has already to the graduates, but the link to all the photographs taken today by Rick Blackshear will be made available. So pictures because there are going to be some great pictures taken with each student or each graduate as they place their brick as well. Obviously, we want to thank the provider of the speaker gift, Dick Morrow, who does an incredible job. I'm telling you, you'll see them all over the place. You may not know they're his, but the signature is that number on the side. And 992, I think, is yours, and I think that's pretty incredible. We're about to do the recessional. We would ask that everyone remain seated while we do the recessional, and then after that, we invite you out to the Naomi Chapman Woodruff Pavilion. Once we're done with the bricklaying ceremony, we would also invite anyone back to the quad to take pictures with UGA, and yes, you can sit on him, I promise. If he can hold me, he can hold you. You can sit on him taking pictures. The campus store will be open. I have to plug, you have to put a commercial in here. If you haven't gotten your Christmas shopping done, we got some incredible UGA gear, Griffin campus and regular UGA gear, some incredible things. Jonathan has done an incredible job. You know, we have to replace Jonathan now. That's another thing we have to do when people graduate, but we will have that open. And also, we invite you to walk through the Dundee Cafe. The renovated 1913 mule barn is completed. It's incredible. No, there's no food in it right now. We are what we call vendor imminent, waiting for approval on the vendor. But it's open, and the historic component of it alone is worth the walk through. So please feel free to do that. With that said, I will get off of here. We'll do the recessional and get on with the program. But let's give the graduates and everyone in this room another round of applause.
Admin and faculty, will you please receive now our 2018 graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. Family and friends of the university, at this time, we would ask for everyone to meet us and meet the graduates.